Hey, Frank, I'm so happy you accept to be in this call. For the people that don't live in Miami, because everybody that live in Miami know this guy. For the people that don't know this guy, is the guy that made the magic in not just in Miami. Now they have the place, the salon in New York, LA. So it's a crazy sick story, how they transformed coming from France, how they really became the number one place for all the coolest, most beautiful model people in Miami. So, but
Thank you.
today, brother, what we are looking for is to know the story from the beginning, because now you saw your salon and it's fucking amazing, sick. But let's see how you made this happen, all the tough moment, you know, the difficulty behind that, because what we're
Yes.
trying to do is to, in some way, bring this positive energy, this different mindset to the people that right now are living in the pandemic and this and that. So
Yeah.
let's bring a very positive vision about business and entrepreneurship. So thank you very much, Frank, for being here. And
It's a pleasure.
sorry.
So first, I think it's great to do that because it can give like for the young generation, like give them like advice and give them like tips to understand like any kind of type of entrepreneur and visionary. So for my part, it's very deep because we all from hairdressing. My grandfather was a hairstylist. His dad was a hairstylist. He was a barber. So my grandfather is from Spain. He is an immigrant. He arrived in France I think he's born in the 30s, and he arrived in France before War II. And he arrived from Spain to Paris, and he took over a salon right away in Paris. And he was a good hairstylist, so he built up like big company in Paris, and he sold. He met my grandmother. She was working at the post office in France, and she was very good in numbers. And she helped him to create like a real estate portfolio.
Wow.
And they have the luck. They work very hard, very young, and then they put all the money in the real estate. And because of that, then they can step out and just like taking care about the real estate and just really like step out from here. My dad did the same. Like my dad was working when he was 18 in a hair salon. So I grew up in a hair salon because when my daddy was like 30 something, I born in 77, and my dad was like, I think like 25, 24 years old. So he was already a hairstylist. So my brother and I, we really grew up in a hair salon.
Oh, wow. So cool.
But my grandfather passed away very young. So my dad really didn't have that much to work. He was taking care about the real estate of my grandparents. So he really never worked behind the chair. Not really passionate about hair, more passionate about money and real estate. So my parents divorced, and my mom and my dad meet in a hair school. So my mom, she's a hairstylist.
You really come from this field. So it's
Yes.
kind of a family business.
Yes, it's a family business. It's
Wow.
a real family business.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we all hairstylists. Like my grandfather and grandmothers, my cousin, uncles, aunts, brother, everybody.
Wow.
But he stopped after my dad, and the brother of my dad is a hairstylist too, but not passionate. Like more about different education, because my grandfather built big empires, so he didn't really have to work. They don't really have they didn't really build the anger and the strength to be successful because the money was already there. So I think it's very important to have an engine inside you to go and to going forward and to be
what you mentioned, Frank, is totally true, because I really believe part of your success, guys, is that it's like a piece of art. Every single time you're having a haircut, the way how you make your work, the passion that you put there, the style, so the look of the place is so cool. And you know what? This is an amazing example that when you want to build something successful, you need to do something with passion and something that you really care about. It's not because the money should come as a consequence as in your case,
Yeah.
guys, it's a consequence of a good job. But the reality is that the focus of you is in every single person make look amazing, and it's like it's like a piece of art.
I mean, so like I say, like I was working with my mom's salon because when my parents divorced, my life changed a little bit because I was come from like money from my dad's side. My brother and I, we was in private school and everything. But when my mom divorced, we have to change location of the city. It was not really like we was not like really in private school. Like we have to help our mom to work, so we don't really have the choice like to help her. So we was in a salon every Wednesday and Saturday, like doing shampoo and everything. And then we found out like she needed us to be in the salon more often. So we was like start to step out from school, and then after we find out like I found out like I was really loving it, like to doing hair, like very
So
young.
cool.
And this I think this is very I think this as well is very important to know what you want to do very young.
It's
I
true.
think it's something like a gift. I think if you can get that, I think it's an addition of your strength. Like know earlier what's your passion.
100%. And you are the older of the brothers, or is you?
I'm the oldest, yes.
Okay,
I'm the
okay,
oldest.
okay.
So I was working at my mom.
What age did you start working in the salon, helping
I
your
think
mom?
I was like 14, 15. I was really
Amazing.
working. Like, I have to stop work because I mean I was like I was helping my mom. I have like this family bone strength in my genetic. So I was like really working with my mom. I helping my mom like from 15 to 17, working there for free, like no money. It was very intense. But I didn't really learn that much there. I just learned the feeling about my heart to love the hair. This is what I learned, like my like the passion, the fire. And then my mom, she saw the fire when I was cutting hair because I don't have any base. Basically, like I didn't really go to school, but she see like because hair it's about foundation. It's like dance. Like you need classic foundation. You know how sculpture, like all the geometry of the head and the hair and the techniques. And then after another 50%, it's the heart. It's the feeling. So it's like you need like foundation and decoration. It's like when you build a house, like you need basement, you need like foundation, then you design the house. So it's the same for a haircut. So she said you need to leave and you need to go to work with the best one. So I left for London from Paris. I left for London, and back in the day, the best hairdresser in the world was in London because he was a melting of different culture, and there was all immigration. Fashion was more about Paris and Italy, but hair was London. So I left London and I worked for Tony and Guy. It was like four Italian guys, immigrants in their 30s in England, very strong, revolutionary, a little bit the hair in the world. They was just back
how old you were at this time?
I'm 18 to 19.
Okay.
I'm living very. We're talking about the
very young again.
Yeah, we're talking about sacrifice and fear, and we're talking about fear and sacrifice because leaving your home, it's a comfort zone. Like you work at the mom salon, it's easy, no pressure. You are the best. You find out you're really the best of the team really quick. So you have to put yourself in a different zone and feeling like you're not good. So you keep becoming better. So I left for London. I meet Anthony Mascolo. Is one of the best hairstylist. Is the best hairstylist in the world for me. He's Italian, but grew up in England. So I was working between Paris and London for this company. I learned everything there. It was an army style, like doing the same haircut like 5 to 6 times a day, different long lengths, like long, short, medium. It's like You come there, you start from scratch. I mean, it's like you go back to school. I mean, it's like
Of course.
it's very intense, very intense. Like you don't get any money. You just like it's like you're going somewhere and you just like learning every minute, but it's very intense. Means
And for how long you have been there?
I think I did there. It was back in the day. It was seems so long because it was intense. But now when I look at, I think I was there just for like 2-3 years. But it was very
But
intense.
it's a lot. 3 years.
It's too. Yeah, I think it's too much. Like right now, because I have like almost 100 employees, and when I hire a lot of kids, when I say kids, like they're 18, they don't want to learn, but they want to learn like 1 year after they want to start to work. You know, they hold me like a dog with a leash. You know, they hold me like for like 2 years, 3 years. I was ready, but they don't want me to do clients. They want me to just train and when they take off the leash and they say you can go, I was like a warrior, because you work from 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, from 9 to 8 a.m. to 1 a.m., 2 a.m. every day, cutting hair, like same haircut, like you do a classic bob, you're gonna do this classic bob like it's like you're gonna do this classic bob like 4 or 5 times a day for like 3 months. Then you do another haircut. Then after means like you cutting hair like for you it's like you don't really feel any pain. Like you work 8 client, 10 client.
You can do it with the eye
client.
closed, and you can do it.
Exactly. So this was the hard time. This was the hard time because it was the education of myself. So it takes time. Yeah, I have to work hard, but I learned if I'm there today, it's because of that. Like I have the passion, I have a good feeling and taste, and I born with that. So this is an addition you need to have, and it's very. But you can work on that. But if you born like that, it's even better if you have this gift. But gifted things plus hard work, it's you becoming like a machine and very hard to beat, like very strong.
And when you finish that, you come back to France?
So I'm between Paris and London, but I'm based more in London. And then after I opened my first salon in Paris. I'm very young. I'm 21, 22.
Wow.
I mean, what they did is very smart. Tony and Guy in London, they was just 30 hair salon. Now they have 400-500 hair salon. They say, listen, you should go in Paris, and there is no Tony and Guy. It should be cool, like if we open Tony and Guy like in France, you know. So I was not really the main guy. The main guy was another French dude. He was older. He was 10 years older. His name is Stéphane Amaru. So this guy was like before. He was like was one of my mentors as well. Like he learned me a lot. He was more sexy because the English was very punky, very 80s, very strong. You know. So Paris was more aesthetic, more chic, more expensive, like more polished. So it was very hard at the beginning when we arrived in Paris, because we arrived with a collection named On the Edge. It was like Jeanne d'Arc vibes, like fringe, very short, like was very, very aggressive. So we opened the salon in Paris in Rue Saint-Honoré in First District, in the same time of Colette, by the way.
Amazing. And close to Colette.
Yeah, it was like 100 meters of Colette.
Wow. Wow. It's impressive. And also where you were mentioning that, I was thinking that is true. So your profession is not something that is always the same. So there are different new styles. So you need to every single time adapt, change.
Yes.
So it's like in the fashion world. So you can
be
fashion. It's 100% fashion.
Here it's fashion. I mean, it's related to fashion. It's like fashion. Retail's fashion change faster. Means like it's kind of tricky, by the way, because you need to change often.
It's wrong.
Fashion of hair, it's longer, but it's very hard to catch it. Means it can arrive and you're already too late, but you have to copy because it's very long. I don't know if you understand that. Like, it's fashion retail is going so quick, so you can really copy if you don't have really the gift to create and to see what is good and what's not good, but you can copy really quick.
Of course.
Here, it's slow motion. It means like you're gonna have a trend for men's haircut or women's haircut. It's gonna stay for long, but would be always the best for you. I mean, for leaders to create it. Just to arrive a little bit behind, it's kind of frustrating because it's not gonna change soon. You're gonna hold it for at least like 9 to a year and a half.
No, 100%. And also, it's not just to copy and paste the same style, but also understanding, as you said before, the anatomy of the person and what is working better for one person to the other. So again, it's a lot of things. What I like the first time that I made this kind of conclusion that it's true, it's very close to fashion, your business. So
yes, it's very important to
tell me. And so, being in Paris, in this fantastic location. So, how long you have been?
So Paris, we opened in 1999. We was very hard the first year because we were from London, like very punky, like very London. It was like very aggressive, like a lot of mohawk, like. I mean, it was Spice Girl vibes. We was doing the hair of the Spice Girl back in the day. So if you remember Spice Girl, what the hair was like very, very electric. And we arrived in Paris, they like it, but they don't want to wear it. Like they like it, but they don't want to wear it. Like for them, it was too much. Okay. So we have to adjust the format of the way, of the vision of the business. And then after we blow up to 2000, 2K, 2K we blow up. Means like we was just when we arrived in Paris, the team was small, it was 10 people. 2000 we was let's say 70, 2001 100, 2002 200. We opened 4 big salon. We was partner, like I was partner with 2 salons. And
wow.
Then after 2006, we have an opportunity. All the hairstylists. I mean, no, we was cool in France. We was cool, but we was all the bigger salon in Europe. They won't have the same names of a Estonian guy. But Tony, the guy on Estonia, he passed away. But he said, "Dude, if you want to open the Estonian guy, you have to be from Estonian guy." So. For us, was not the same deal because it means like we have people, they have different salon with beautiful gross. And for us, it was good just to put a name and just get royalty on that and just to build like a big boat. But it was too many partners and everything. So we have a little clash inside the company, a little leak. And all the entrepreneur like me left. Cash out means sell the shares and left.
And by the way, if you told me about 2006, you did it in a fantastic time because the next year was the crisis.
Alors, I closed my deal 2006, 2007, and then I have a non-compete. I'm fucked. It means like I cannot do any. I was going to rejump and open a new salon in Paris because I love my city and everything was great. But I have a non-compete for, I think, for a year or 2 years. So I was like, fuck. So I was coming in vacation in Miami with my dad.
This is why you came here. Oh my God.
Yes. I have a non-compete.
You should call the salon the non-compete one because
yes. But now I'm telling you, I read my fucking contract. I was too young. I make money very young. But I didn't know. I didn't know really like. I didn't know like. You learn, you learn.
Of course.
When you're an artist, you know how to do good things, but you need to learn business. So I learned how I get not fucked because I really make a lot of money when I sell. I never really work for the money till I understand like I need to make really I mean, I think when you do hair, I mean, I don't think when you do hair, oh, maybe people think like that. But when I did hair, I never think doing hair to making money. I did hair because I like to do hair, you know?
But wait.
Like,
This, brother, this is the secret of success. When you do something that you love, and then by consequence came the money, this is the right way to go. 2 weeks ago, I have with another friend that it was trying to change from companies. And when I was asking him, okay, what do you want to do? He told me, no, yes, whatever but make money. So I said, you know what? You are not ready to jump because you are not clear at all. You need to understand what is something that you really want to do when you wake up in the morning, when you are going to your office. So you need to really find passion, because from this moment in advance,
I think honestly, I think there is three choices. There is one choice. You don't have the choice, and you're doing this because it's the way it is, and you really kind of trap, and you find, and you're okay with that. There is another way, like the people doing things just for money, and there is people they're doing things for passion. And they're becoming successful because it's a snowball effect. Like after they find out they are the best, and then people understand what is quality, and then after the bill, I mean, they pay. They're okay to pay because it's you see the difference about quality. But me, when I did the hair, like I start to understand money at 20.
But I love the story. I love that.
I really understand money, I think, when I sold my first apartment. When I sold my first apartment, because I really never need money. Like my parents always helping me. Like I was making shit money in London and Paris when I was like a fucking assistant, but they was helping me. Like I really understand the money. Just the day I sold my apartment in Paris, and my grandmother, because she's very good in real estate, she helped me to buy my first apartment. I was very young. I was like 19 or 20 years old. And when I sold, I remember I made like almost like 180K of like profit. Back in the day, it was huge, you know. I was like, dude, like I make like 4,000 or 5,000 euro a month, and I make 180K like just in 1 year.
I should change.
Like, this is fucked up, you know. So I find out like I will have to add in my strength. Where is the money? So I sold my company in 2006 in France, and I left for Miami. I was coming with my dad. My dad was like, my grandfather Spanish was like coming here on vacation, and he was fluently speaks Spanish, and he was the only one, by the way, in the family, because my dad was kind of rich kid, so he was like, I don't care. He was very French, born in France, so he wanted to forget about his roots. You know, for him, he was very French, but he doesn't understand he was Spanish. So he didn't really listen my grandfather about to teaching and learning, because we have a lot of like house dinner, and he was like keeps like saying la mano, la uña, los oros. And my my dad was really don't take this seriously, so he cannot really give it to me because he was already gone.
Got it.
But my dad was working in a hair salon. So when I was like 5, 6, 7 till like I think till 9, 10, and it's very important age from 4 to 10, I was with my grandfathers in vacation, because school vacation, instead to be with my dad, I was with my grandfather. My grandfather was handsome guy, Spanish dude, like dark skin, beautiful blue eyes. And he was, I think, like a good hairstylist, but he was very good the way how he was speaking to women. So I learned a lot about how to treat and how to understand like the vibes and the needs of women, what they like to hear, and what you have to give to them to feel them good, and just to make sure like you deliver messages and everything, because this is something very important.
100%, because it's part of the experience. It's not just having a haircut, it's also the experience you provide. It's true. Yes.
So I learned a lot. I sponged this a lot from my grandfather. And my grandfather, he was coming in Miami a lot. For him, it was beautiful because he was America, but everybody speaks Spanish. So for him was like, dude, this place, it's amazing.
Paradise.
And my dad loved it as well. Not for the Spanish, more about because it's the weather is amazing. It was like very, it was for him the best place. And for my brother and I was the best place because every time we was going there, it was vacation. It was full option. We can get any kind of toys. It was an advance on France. So for us, every time we was coming back in Paris or in south of France, Miami was like shiny in our brain, you know. So I say, I mean, my brother, he was with me, and we was like, dude, we fucked. Like, we need to find a new. So my brother said, why we don't try Miami? And I was very close. I'm very close with L'Oreal. And L'Oreal in Paris said, Frank, I heard you leaving. Like, where you going? I was like, I'm going to Miami. I said, dude, Miami, it's the worst economy for hair right now. All the account we have with selling color and all this is very bad. You should pick New York or LA, but Miami is very uncertain. I was like, I know New York a little bit, but I don't really know LA. I don't know LA. I think I never been to LA. I was just going to New York. So I say the only place I feel okay, it's Miami because I know lawyers. I have a bank account. I know Miami Beach. I know Collins Avenue. I know Lincoln Road. So I'm not gonna stress. I was already stressed to leave Paris because when I leave Paris, we're talking about a guy is making 25 already make like 10, 9, 10, $12,000 minimum a month for a hairdresser. It's huge. I have at least 10 to 20 clients a day, so I can work and I'm okay, you know. So I arrived in Miami. Yeah, I took the plane and I arrived in Miami. Very hard. So Miami, I arrived 2006, 2007. And then after the struggle started, right? I have a huge struggle in London, but it was a cute struggle when you understand the struggle of Miami. So the problem of Miami, it's the first wall. It's the immigration. So find the way how to be safe and not have this feeling illegal and all that, because when you arrive you start to hear crazy story and you're like, dude, like I don't want this shit. Like I don't want to get married. I want to do clean. Like how we can do clean. So they say to me, like, the only way for you to do clean is to find a guy, like a hair salon, and you give you a sponsor, and then you work in the salon, and then you ask for green card. I was like, okay. So I start to talk with all these hair salons in Miami, and dude, like, I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, they are in block in 1991. Like, I cannot work here. Like, it's crazy. Like, I was coming from a different planet. Like I was working all around the world, do education all around the world. Like these people have foundation, but they just know how to 2-3 techniques, and they was playing with these techniques, and that's it. I was like, it's gonna be intense for me. So the lawyer said, Frank, there is another way, and I think you should do that. You should do investor. You should do your own things. And you pull a visa, and then you will have 5 years. And then you feel, and at least you're free. You can do your own things. And fine, this is the best. So, of course, my brother and I,
you know what? Cheryl. Cheryl's gonna listen this interview, and she's gonna hear from you also how painful is the visa process. Because when I mentioned her all the process to be American, she doesn't say, what are you talking about? Because she's American, but it's really, really complicated.
Yeah, I mean, it's still complicated. I feel like,
and every day is worse.
I think it's gonna be worse. Like I think right now people are talking bad about America, but to me is the best country in the world. Period. Like I mean, after people are gonna say, I'm telling you, like I was talking this with my partner this morning. I'm like, dude, like I travel with them. I bring them with me everywhere in the world because we're still doing education, like in Russia, in fucking everywhere. I mean, the real freedom, even if people don't agree with me, and I don't really care. But I mean, America, it's the place, honestly, or you can really do whatever you want if you If you have like at least like a good education, you can do whatever you want. It's just about like you have, if you're going forward and if you're positive, it's the best country in the world. After, of course, there is a lot of things that are very painful, like the beginning, like an immigrant, like I am an immigrant, like to find the perfect lawyers, don't get fucked with the lawyers, like to find a good visa for you, corresponded for you, like make sure you get the good the good visa, and then after it's your call if you want to stay under visa, or if you want to go and want to be American. But I mean, this beginning, it's a fucking stress because
I know.
You have to invest money.
And how do you get the first clients? Because this is really tough. You open the salon, and then how you get the clients?
So I opened the salon. I'm very cool because I have 5 years, but I spending the same amount of money in Paris. I love a nice lifestyle. I don't really because when you work and you're making money, you don't really count. I mean, depends. People count saving. I'm saving money, but I mean, I was spending the same money I was making in Paris, but the income was. If we have to talk about the first client, there is no client. I mean, I opened my salon, nobody was coming. So I opened in 2007 and 2008 recession. Bam.
Shit.
So I was losing like my saving. I think I was nice, and then after 2008 2009, I think I have $3,000 on my bank account. No bullshit, I'm broke. My dad called me every day. He said, dude, listen, it's cool, like if it's not possible, you're coming back, like it's okay, you know, like you don't really have to go you don't really have to burn out, like, because your brain start to go crazy, say, okay, I don't have the formula, what's going on, like, because you start to losing your confidence. You're like, I'm not good for this market. I'm maybe like, there's too much difference between Europe and America. Miami was not like Miami right now. Miami was based on tourists. Means like Miami was the only sentence I can hear in Miami in 2007, 2000 say, wait till the season arrives. Wait till the season arrives. Wait till the season arrives. This was the fucking sentence I have every day. I was like, dude, what's the fucking season? So season in 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010 was the Bar Basel, December, till February, March was 3 months, hot. Like all the New Yorker was coming, blah, blah, blah. You have Basel, you have music conference, you have boat show, all this shit. And then after summer, dead. So I understand, and my brother, we understand quick, like we need to rebound. Because the first salon was, for us, the best shop of clothes, because we was related to fashion, because we did only fashion. We was doing all fashion week in Paris, in Milan, and London. So we was into hair, but at the level of fashion. So the shop was really cool in Miami, was Barney's back in the day on Collins Avenue. So Barney's, Webster, and us, we all open around here because we was thinking, if you like fashion, if you're really into fashion, this is the spot or you need to be around. So it was 8 and Collins Avenue. But the idea was great, but money-wise, dead. So we find out all the clients we have, good clients, understand us, was in hotel, was staying at the Delano, staying at the Shore Club, stay at the whatever. Like, I mean, back in the day was Delano, Shore Club, and Raleigh, and I think that's it at the beginning. And then after all people arrived, but was only, so we decided, dude, we have to step out from that and we have to go inside the hotel. So Rick Pitino was a hairstylist at the Shore Club. he was the hairstylist of he was married to what's his name, Eddie Klum, I think. He was an Italian dude, very cool. He's in New York now. He have his salon at the Shore Club, and we heard, my brother heard, like, he's leaving. So I remember we have a little scooter back in the days. So I was like, dude, we need to take this spot, because if we don't take this spot, we're not gonna go back to France with nothing. So we talked with the guy. I remember all my life, man. Like, this is another stress, another struggle. Like, what the fuck we're gonna do? So we talked with the GM of the hotel. It was like I don't know his name. I forget. Very important guy in our road. He said, "I love you guys. The spot is for you." We were like, "Fuck yes!" Small spot, 5 chairs, low rent, no headache. In the Shore Club, means like you always have clients.
I think I remember this place. It was kind of in the first floor. It was kind of a super.
Yes, super small.
I remember.
But location, 5-star.
Of course.
So very important location, very important. And here, because of low expense, we can handle it. Low season, slow season, we can handle it. And when it's hot, we can make money. So we was like, okay, we're here, we hold it, and let's see. But we still smelling like Miami, huge potential, huge. And we was right. Because after recession, Miami, if you have to compare, because, I mean, during that as well, I signed a deal to be a creative director for a product line. So I was already traveling on the side. It was my side business. I was teaching people in America and give them like education. But I was seeing America, how they was running cities, and I was seeing the difference in Miami. Miami was was working on something. Instead of LA, it was boring money, but boring. New York, money, but no new things. Everywhere. Chicago, I was traveling like a MF, like crazy, like, because I was teaching and it was working. People loving, so I was like booking. I was making good money. It was a good income. And then I was, dude, it's time for me to push it, to accelerate, because I know how to accelerate, because in Paris I have big salon, and I have the vision of what is like have a big staff and create like an identity and create a brand. So I was flying, because I was doing the hair of like a lot of people, like celebrity and everything. So I was sharing celebrity with some hairstylists. Very rare when you share celebrity, because there is people that work just on that. And it changed, because now it's not about celebrity, it's about influencer. But back in the day, it was celebrity. We're talking about a time like social media was not there. Just Facebook started to arrive, but Instagram was not there. So celebrity, I was sharing celebrity with 2 hairdressers, friend of mine and partner now. One was based in LA and one was based in New York. So we was traveling all around the US, all around the world. We was going to Russia. We was doing the goddaughter of Putin. Like we was doing crazy gig. And then I said, dude, like, so I start to duplicate my formula. Means like I took over a salon in Soho House when they opened, because I think it was an amazing idea. And I think, so I opened the salon in the Soho House.
Oh, wow.
At the opening. I did the St. Regis as well, because it was a different client. People say, oh, you crazy, it's tacky, cheese ball, it's crazy, you're going to get bored. But it was a new era. It was the new rich. It was like Russian moving to Miami. It was very different ways, but it was very important to know how to read them and to know them for the future. Because a lot of things changed the last 10 years.
Of course.
So you have to, is what I did is like I touch everybody. I touch Show House because it was the bobo, means like the bohemian, but with money. I touch the rich, but want to be cool, but rich as fuck, like St. Regis. I opened in the SLS hotel. This was the sexy Miami, tacky, but money, like money-wise. And Shore Club was the first one, but a lot of things happening in the ownership, so we have to sell it and move on because there was not Nobu left and everything, so it was not becoming hot. So we closed this one. But I was still talking with Aaron and Chase, my partner in New York, and I was like, guys, I think we're almost there, but I think be ready. We're gonna have to create like something. And my friend Aaron is in New York, and I said, dude, you're good. We work together now for 5 years, 6 years. We travel all around the world. I want you to open your salon. But the problem of him, he was like very good hairstylist, but they really understand and they really didn't have the knowledge about entrepreneur, like to taking care about the hair salon. So almost like find a deal in New York in the meat packing, and I flew there. I remember all my life. I arrived with a checkbook with him, and I said, dude, I signed the check, I signed the lease. I said, that's it. We have the salon. Let's go. He was like, you sure? I was like, shut the fuck up. Let's go. So we opened New York. It was pumped. I really was pumped, stressed.
So when you open New York, you still doesn't have the one in design. You first open New York.
New York. So first I have one salon at the SLS. I'm still playing a little bit, helping Soho just for the Fugazi about branding names.
Okay.
And St. Regis, I'm almost out, but I'm focusing about doing more like legit brand, like something solid. So I cannot really say it yet because it's not clean, it's not clear.
Okay.
When New York is signed, then after we flew all here in Miami, and then we say, dude, we need to fucking create a brand because we cannot call like because the name was changing every 6 months.
That's true.
So
but 1 second, it's so important what you just mentioned that look, I know you for many years and I saw the first salon, but what you just told me that you were in all the other places, I didn't know because probably you have different names. So it's so important to build a brand.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important. Like now it's very different because now you need to create the brand right away because you have social, you have Instagram, all that. You have to be ready quick. Back in the day, it was more. It was back in the day. I mean, back in the day, it was like you need to figure out. Like we used to fly. We used to give paper to people to advertise. You know what I mean? We used to give people paper in the street. And give a flyer and say, hey, take this and come to get your haircut. Now it's just about a girl, she posting and that's it. She's making the weather on your company.
So you open New York, then you open Miami, and the last one was
so when
LA.
we open New York, we sit down and then Chase from LA say, dude, my name is Izquierdo. The name of Chase is Cusero, and Aaron, it's Grania. So we did first letter of each last name. So it's what we became with IGK. So then we say, fuck, IGK, we love it. IGK, we love it. IGK, we love it. I mean, we love it. We have so much names, but I think like was the perfect name to because we know we're gonna build something big. I mean, I know it will be very big. So I want like one day people, because if I was calling beautiful, like nobody will know like what's behind, you know. So I don't want to put my name because I really learned from all my friends when they put the name they get screwed because one day it's not your brand but your name is still around and it can drive you nuts. Me honestly, I don't really give a fuck, but it would be my name, my full name. I will going fucking nuts. Like I was like fuck that, and I think it's kind of tacky by the way to put your name. Anyway, so we find the name, we open New York, little by little, step by step, start doing good. But for me,
how many years ago you opened New York?
I think New York we opened like 5 or 6 years ago, but we changed location now. But I mean, the first salon was 5 years ago, 5, 6 years ago.
Okay.
Easy. And then I meet a girl. So I was working with all the brand.
Frank?
Yeah.
Okay.
You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I lost your news.
So I was working for everybody. I was working for L'Oreal, for all the brands, because they was like paying me just to shoot campaign and do education. And then one day I do the hair of girl. Her name is Natalie Spearling. She's from I think she's from Boston, Massachusetts, but she lives in LA now. And she was working for LBP, Luxury Brand Partners. They create brand, hair brand. And she was like, why you don't care this brand in your salon? I was like, no brand. Or like, I was carrying like a lot of brands, best product of each brand. Because I don't really like, I'm not like a hair salon guy. Like I want to be attached to anyone. And she was like, why you don't care this brand? I'm like, dude, I don't care any brand. Like, it's time for me to do my own brand. She was like, oh, really? You have ideas? I'm like, yes, I have ideas. Of course, I do hair all my life. Like, of course, like, I think everything we have is good, but I don't think, like, I think we need to change the game. Like, I think it's time. So she said, yes, I mean, let's go. Like, I want you to introduce you to Tev Finger. Tev Finger is a guy from South Africa. He built like Bumble and Bumble back in the day. He built Oribe. He built like a lot of brands. So I know him from because he's in the hair industry, but I never really talked to him because he was working with Bumble, and Bumble was behind Vidal Sassoon. Means all these people from Vidal Sassoon left Vidal Sassoon to work for Bumble, and so Tony and Guy and Vidal Sassoon, it was two English brand, but very competition. So it was politics. So I heard about Tev, and I never really have a coffee with him. So Tev say, Frank, I think we should do something. So we talked for 1 year. It was very long, almost 1 year or 2 years before we signed the contract and to launch the brand. So he said, listen, I have an idea. We should do this brand. Blah, 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 blah. Me, I say, okay, let's bring the boys. Let's bring Aaron and Chase and my brother, and let's do something. Let's do a cocktail, you know. And then after we sit down, like a lot, like round table, talking product, like all the fucking like juice we have, and say, this is what we need. This is what we have to shit. Like this is where you have to come. Bam, 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 bam. And then after you have the law, like the corporate side contract. This was very long as well to make sure like everybody have a nice contract and everything. And then Tev is in the design district, and he have his like umbrella of all his line selling in the design district because his office is in the design district. You have Oribe, Arenco, V76, even us, IGK. But he tell Frank, it's not easy for the design district. It was like more of 2 years now. He said you should check and maybe taking over. I was like, I can't. I was like, dude, it's sick, but it's huge. It's like 4,000 square foot, like because I have big salon before. It's not because you have big salon, you're going to make big money. When you have big things, it costs you big money. And at the end, you have to make such big incomes to really see
100%.
To feel okay, you know? So like, dude, like this salon is huge. And they say, listen, you should be there, blah, blah, blah. So I talked with Leo and everything. And then after I said, listen, I think we should, because we was together. He still was inside, so we was like, it was not like was taking all over. Like we was sharing the rent and everything. So, and Tev is an amazing guy. So I was like, dude, if I die, I die. You help me. If you die, I help you. We figure out.
Amazing.
So we go in, and then instead of like, let's see what's going on, right, we open, boom, like champagne, pam, right away, like crazy, like all these hairstylists, they want to come to work, but I changed the format. American salon, they just hire people because they have clientele, so they're gonna make money right away, and they're gonna cut from what they make. Me, I did from bottom. Is why it took me so long to grow, because I take kids, I train them, and then when I train them, they're becoming on the floor. I did the same format I learned in Europe. So I concentrate quality before money. So I was ready for Design District because I was hiring all these people, already was ready to go on the floor. So when I arrived at Design District, I was like starting putting people on the floor, and it was ready to go. So right away, we have the request of client, but we can answer back with the good stuff.
Of course.
So everything was on track. So Miami blew up from 100, from like small numbers. We multiply by 3, by 4 the gross. It's crazy. Then after, I have to cement all that, put concrete everywhere, make sure everything is on track with manager, assistant manager, front desk, like to set up something very solid, to have no issues and everything, to have like job description for everybody. Structure, because Miami, to create structure was very hard the last 10 years. Now it's kind of possible now, because a lot of new, Miami changed. And so when Miami started to be on the cruise mode, we decided to say, New York was small, was just 6-chair salon. But New York was starting to pumping as well, to growing. So in New York, we decided to opening a big salon in Soho. So we just opened like a year now, almost 2 years. The product, we did the product, but we have a good ticket in the hands. We have already, Sephora was really want us very bad. So Sephora was the best things can happen when you do a brand, because you're already launching in a really one of the best store of beauty in the world. So with the Sephora relationship with them is amazing. We love them. We build product for them. We build product for us, but they understand hair business grew a lot in Sephora, because it was more about makeup, not too much about hair. But then after, of course, with all these influencer of beauty and everything, for sure, makeup still very high, but hair took over a lot. Like, it was a small niche back in the day, and now it's huge. Like, well, so Sephora.
What I love from your story, Frank, that at the end of the day is exactly what I'm trying to transmit in this podcast. Is the passion for whatever you're doing, is understanding that there is no shortcuts, and you need to do the homework like you did in creating your first, educating your team, preparing your people, and yes. Also, but don't get don't lose your mind. So and even when you are launching your product, if you were just thinking in money, you will get the first guy. No, you took a year to study. You learn yes. from the other contract that in some way made yes. you leave France. So
I mean, I can build this brand product line with different guys. Like I have because when they see your skills of cutting hair and they see the way you're talking, the way how you can improve the product and everything, because then you have all these guys. It's America. It's opportunist world. Like I take your power and then let's go. Let's do a business together.
No, but I know, like, and it's just the beginning, brother. It's just the beginning. So this just starts.
I mean, we good now. Like our product are sell at Sephora, our Ulta. We're selling all around the world.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Right now, of course, it's COVID, but I mean, one day it's gonna be over, and everything is. The thing where you just say, like, it's all about it's like a chest, you know. It's the way you're moving, you know. Everything, each move you do have to be
well thought. Yes,
you have to be. I mean, when you're young, it's not a problem because you're gonna learn, and it's what you're gonna become at 35, 40. Like when you do like a move, it's like best move. But I think when you hit my age, and then we want to do something, like you need to be very strategic in every move you do. Like is why I think we are successful, because we avoid all the little mistake can really cut our relationship, our reputation, our strength, our magic. We just you just have to follow like what's good for we don't really sell bullshit, like we try to be the most as honest as we can.
This is another important thing that many times see in this world of social media, you can create a story, but it's not solid. It's the source. It's not real. At the end of the day, you're not going anywhere. Let me jump in the question. How old are you right now, Franck?
42.
42, super John. Do you remember how old you were when you made the first money? In this case, Franck.
I was young. The first time I think I really know I feel about money was like when I sold my first apartment. I think I was 20 years old, 21.
What is the biggest success in your life?
My family. My family.
The biggest failure in your life?
I don't have it.
Okay.
For now. I mean, failure, no, I love, no.
But you know what? I like it because you don't, there are so many things that in some way go wrong, but since you are learning from that, you don't see it like a failure.
Exactly. It's exactly like, of course of course, like, it happens like crazy shit, like, but I forget because when I have a fight with my wife and everything, I forget all the time.
100%. In technology, there is kind of a phrase that if you learn from every single mistake, it's not a loss. So it's just a learning process. So whatever you're doing, good or bad, at the end of the day, it's a learning. So do you have an amount of money to stop working, or you're gonna do it all your life?
I think you cannot really do hair all your life. I think you can do a hair, like I have example, like my mom, it's an example. She's a hairstylist. She's still doing hair, because she like it. But I think like she's not good anymore. She should stop,
Don't share the link with your mom about this.
It's okay. But I mean, she's good. But I mean, listen, hairdressing, you can be good. I'm still gonna be good, but I mean, I don't think you can do this all your life. First, because physically it's so fucking strong. I work. I was 14. I'm 42, but I'm behind a fucking chair. I travel around the world. I take the plane. My back is destroyed. I'm on my legs all days. My finger, like, I know I can do this another like 10 years. Let's say till 58 years. But then after, I think it's time for me to
do something else.
Maybe like just to give look. When you look at it, all these kids in Miami work for me or not work for me. They're all cutting their hair the way I cut their hair. When you look at it, because I teach them. So I'm very proud of that, and I'm very pissed sometimes when people leave me, because I'm gonna miss them. I'm gonna miss the energy when they are cool. When they are not cool, like I'm happy because they are just pain in the ass, But when I look at it, big picture, I'm in Miami for almost 14 years, and I hire, I think, a lot of bunch of hairstylists in America. And I'm the one bring the techniques from Europe,
But you know what? This is another beautiful thing that you have as an entrepreneur. That an entrepreneur is always trying to help others to always, it's not just about taking the information and learning from ourselves. I love it.
I just love it. Like there is people live, and sometimes the way they live, you know, they don't really know how to do it properly because they're not really good for that, you know. And it's very hard. I understand. Like I lost some hairdresser, you know, they was with me for many years. But when I look at them, you know, I'm very happy because they're making money, you know, and
Yeah, with something that you got to teach him.
and they change the life change for them because of me. They don't know because they think it's because of them, you know. but but I know I give them all the input in the techniques, but I give them the input in the head as well. Like they have the feedback of everything I say, you know. So I think this is so cool, you know. Like
love
to
it.
see people they arrive with just the envy to be successful, but not with all the color to make things perfectly. And now they have it. So it's why I'm very, for people with me,
kind of proud of that.
I'm very proud. And for even people left, I'm still fucking proud because I just want them to be successful at the end. Honestly.
Amazing. All this positive attitude, brother, come back. Trust me. Okay, what is the best advice that someone gave you?
The problem is, I don't think advice are very dangerous. I think any kind of advice, it's dangerous, and any kind of advice can be life-changing. It's very important to know how to digest 100% of any kind of advice and take the good one. Very difficult and very
It's true.
very important. The problem of me is I take advice from anyone I meet every day because I love information and life is all about information. So I don't even remember which advice I get changed my life, but I think all these advice changed my life.
I love it. How many days do you do exercise?
Depends how I feel in my head. If I feel very stressed and very anxious, I run a lot. And if I feel cool, I eat like a pig and I just enjoy the life.
Okay.
It's like one or the other.
The next question was if you are having a healthy food. Not
yes,
so much.
I have healthy food, but yes, I'm pretty healthy. Like I eat very good. I just like, sometimes I eat ice cream with my kids, but I mean, I'm not like a junk food. And
got it.
I'm cool with that.
At what time you go to sleep?
I go to bed right now 10, 9:30, 10:30, sometimes 11. I have two kids. One is wake up at 6:30 and one at 7:30. So I mean, I'm fucked. I don't know how to sleep anymore. I'm awake.
Okay. And do you have any book that you can recommend?
So I don't really read book. I just read articles on my phone. I read every morning from 5:45, 6 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. I read a lot about right now. I read a lot about COVID, and I read a lot about business. I'm into business now a lot. Like I love it because I was so focused about hair. I don't really have time to step out my head of my. I was biking like this, like crazy with my things, and you have time really to step out and really see what's going on. Like what the fuck, like because everybody's going in his own vision, but sometimes you forget about what's around you. So now I'm like reading about all this dude about technology. It's crazy. So I'm very into business and technology.
Amazing.
Because I think it's amazing.
Okay, and you need to give me an advice for the people that are listening. This is the last question. What is the advice that you give to people in this crazy time, COVID, whatever?
Well, I mean, depends who you are. If you're really young and you don't really care about COVID, I think it's amazing because you can focus about what you have more time to focus about what's the trajectory you're gonna get in what you want to do. And I think like this kind of era, it's the time for opportunity, because there is a lot of things we're going to see after that. We're going to see a lot of new stuff because people have time to sit down and to check, to see. I mean, there is a lot of people from 2008 recession arrive because of recession, because people like sit down and say, okay, what I have to do to take off my position and change my life, you know? So first, of course, stay healthy. But I mean, if you really don't care about, if you're not hypochondriac and not care about everything, like just focus about what you can get from that. And during COVID, I think it's the best time for you to, I mean, me during COVID, I learned so much about business. I mean, I'm talking about business like stock market and all that. Like I'm into it like big time.
I love it. And I have a friend, in fact, that he told me, if I need to ask, I mean, if I need to hire someone in a year, the only question that I'm going to do is what you did during the COVID, because it's an amazing opportunity to change your life, to study something, to learn something. So
yeah,
Franck, I love you. Thank you very much. It was amazing. I didn't know all these details of your story.
Yeah,
and
you know
you're
everything.
an entrepreneur. Thank you, brother.
Nice to see you, brother. Say hello to your wife.
Okay.